Before heading to the video, if you haven't subscribed the channel, do subscribe it and don't forget to click the bell icon for the latest update notification. If you like the video, do like, comment and share. Stay tuned with learnbay.co. Happy learning!
Yep, here we are. So we have taken few examples of the cards. So let me quickly review that so that we can proceed further on with that. Few more options we will be with the cards we will be seeing. So this was the card. If I take this card and let me put a subcategory over here, either I can put it over here or I can directly put it over here. Here it is. Then let me take another card over here, and in this let me take the sales for an example. Okay, now can you tell me what these two cards are saying? What are they displaying?
Text and number.
Yeah, obviously the text and the number, but what does that indicate?
Accessories sales,
Mm-hmm.
total sales.
Right. As of now it is displaying the total sales and accessories. If in a alphabetical order, accessories, as you can say, first subcategory over here. All right, so as we have seen in the last one, so in this, let me say, let me put the subcategory into the filters, and I will say over here top n. I can have top one on the basis of sales, and say apply filter. Do not forget to apply the filter. So now it is saying the phone is giving us the maximum sales. Now if you see this, it says first subcategory, so which does not explains much about what phone is saying. So let me click on this and I can rename it and say max revenue generating. Max revenue generating. Oops, sorry, I haven't. So you have to press enter over here. That's why. Max revenue generating. Here it is, max revenue generating. Similarly, we can go for the sales and we can put the it is on sales in the data, basic filtering, top one by sales. What happened? Oh, I have put in the state. Sorry, where is the sales gone? Here it is. Sales. Say apply filter. I and I think this will not make a good. Let me delete this and let's put it in another way. Phones and this. Let me take another visualization. Let me take a chart. let me put the category sales. Let me take the sales and the category. Now you can see if I am clicking on the technology, I'm getting the max revenue generated. That is the phones. In the phones, maximum revenue generating is the uh, phones, and the revenue generated is this much overall. And if just to verify this, I would like to put a data labels over here. So you can say 7.4 million, 7.2. So this is how it is coming. Then, okay, we have done this dynamic text. Okay, we have done this. Okay, now I think we haven't done the date cards. So let me take one more card over here. And in this, let me put the order date and see what happens. Basic filtering, say top N, top on the basis of say sales, and top 1, say apply filter. Why it is not getting applied, or it's taking time. Let me put it once again. Let me put the cards again. Let me put the date, order date. Okay, sorry, I haven't put the field over here. Now see what it is displaying. It is displaying the first order date. So first order in the overall record has been received on 3rd of January 2014. I don't want this. I will put this in the filters. Top N, top 1 on the basis of sales. And say apply filter. Now see. Tuesday, March 18, 2014 was the maximum sales. Although over here it is mentioned as earlier order date, so I will rename it. Max sales generated. It is. Now let me click on the technology. 18. Let me go to the in the furniture category. The max sales was generated on September 17th and the year is 2015. Similarly, if I say office supplies, September 23rd, 2014 was the maximum sales generated on that respective date. This is known as a date card. So in this example, here we are putting a text in the card, here we are putting a number in the card, and here we are putting a date in the card. Now there is something known as relative dates. So let's see what is relative dates. Let me put a card over here, and let's put order date. And let me put the order date in the filter, and in the basic filtering there you will be getting an option called relative dates. You click on this relative dates. Now in the last say 5, it is coming as days. So as of now it is giving me the first order date, which is January 3rd 2014. If I say in the last 5 days, if I apply a filter, I will be getting nothing over here, because it will see the date range. If you see over here, a date range is appearing. 10th of October 2020, sorry, 7th of October 2020 to 11th of October 2020. So this is, we are not getting anything over here. So instead of days, if we click on date, we can have week, month, years, right? So let me take it as years and say apply a filter. Monday, October 12th, 2015 was the first order received within the within the last 2 years, which 5 years. Yes, it is 5 years, but if we say from 2020, so here is the range. If you see 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So as it is, and the beauty of this is that it always takes the current date. So if you have created some visualization and you saved it, every time open it, this date will be changed, because it is taking, this visualization is taking the range from 12th of October. Today is 12th of October. So today is 12th or 11th. Oh, sorry. Today is 11th of October. So from the today's date, that is 11th of October, it is taking 5 years. So which comes to be 12th of October 2015. If it will say from tomorrow, again the date will be changed. So this date will be always dynamic. It will always give you the last in terms of relative dates. So this is the benefit of relative date, and this is the feature which has been added in the latest version which we have downloaded.
Okay, Raju.
As of now, it is showing about the office supplies. Let's take furniture. It remains the same. In all the cases, it remains same, which indicates that on October 15th, 2015, we have received the order for all the categories. And okay, so this is relative date. All right. Now, as you have noticed, we have created 1, 2, 3, 4 cards over here. In every card, we can have only one row. We cannot have more than one row in a particular card.
Sir, I have a question.
Please.
Should we use cards only if there is a significance, like max sales or min sales? Suppose I want to track a copier or paper is there. I want to track the sales of it from this period to this period.
We will be coming to that. If okay. You are saying when we are specifying, so in other words, I can say that you are specifying a range. I want to see within this range that comes
Yeah.
under filtering. When we will be focused on the filtering in this session, I will talk about that. Okay.
Okay, because when we select the cards, it is giving only uh,
Only.
top and last. Top and last. That is accessory. Suppose subcategory is there. Accessories is the top one, and the last one I think it's a phone or something. Only two options I am getting. Suppose I want to
You are
get.
talking about this. Let me click on this. And if I will go over here, first last, this is what you are
First.
talking about.
Yes, yes, yes.
So that's what we have made it down. Instead of using the first and last, we
I
have,
want
by
to.
using the filter, we have given the maximum revenue. This is, phones is neither the first nor the last. It is just the one which is giving us the maximum sales. Okay.
I don't want with respect to maximum or minimum, but I just want to track phone sales during this
So
period.
you can create it.
No.
Problem. You can create that as well. Coming to that, just give me 1 minute. You will be getting the answers automatically.
Okay. Thanks.
Right. Then as of now, you can see that all the cards which we have created contains only one value: phones, some sales figure, a particular date. What if I want a something like, as you said, I want the phones and the sales of that particular thing? Then we have something known as multi row and column card. Multi row column card, as I have mentioned, multi row and column card. So if you see, just next to the this card, we have multi row column card. So you double click on this. Here it is. Now let me take the, suppose, subcategory. Right. So you can see that lot many subcategories are, all the subcategories are displaying over here. And let me take the sales. I think this is what you were saying.
Yes, similar to that, but out of this, I only want to track, say, copiers is there.
Yes, we can filter for copiers as well. We can do that. Okay. So let me put the filter on. Let me take the subcategory to the filter. And I only want copiers, as you said, so I can collect copiers. Select copiers. So I'm getting only the copiers. Suppose with copiers you also want chairs, so you are getting these values. Correct? Is it
Yes.
correct now?
Yes.
Okay.
Will we get, even if it is a zero value? Suppose copiers are zero sales.
Yes, whatever the value, it will be displayed over here.
Okay.
Right. So let me make it select all. And first of all, as the size is very small, so let me do a bit of formatting so that it is a considerable size. Category. Let make me the size as, say, 20. Let's change the color to black. Data labels. Let's make the size as 20. Let's change the color to dark blue. Let's change the color, say, orange. Oops, sorry, not this one. I will make it as dark blue only. Data labels. card title, and let me change the color to something else. Here it is. So now this is a considerable size. Now we can put this. You have to select the visual, and let's take subcategories in this. I will, instead of, let me remove it first. So I'm just putting the subcategory into the filter. I will go to top N. I want top 3 by the sales. And say apply filter. Here it is. So I'm getting the top three subcategories. Now let me put, suppose, the segment sales. Let me make a pie over here. And let's take a region in this region, and the sales. Oh, I have taken state, sorry. Region in the sales. Here is the pie. Let me go to the view. I have to change the size again and again, so that's why I'm trying to change the size. Customize current theme. Okay. Text. Default size, I will make it as 18. Apply. Comparatively better. And I don't want this legends in this, so I will format and switch off this legends. I will go to the labels, and I want all the labels. Okay, now see, if I click on the western region, so you can see that the value has been changed, and in the western region top are chairs, phones and table. If we talk about south, chairs, machines and phones. If I talk about central, binders, chairs and phones. If I talk about east, chairs, phones and storage. So depending on the region, we have taken that. And overall, chair is at number 1, phone is at number 2, and storage is at number 3. So now it is respective to a particular region. Supposedly, if we also want, say, let me take a card over here. Such simple card I am taking. Oops, Control Z. So let me take a simple card, and let me put a segment in this, and let me put to the segment in the data labels, and I will say top and top 1 on the basis of, let's take sales only. Apply filter. Consumer, so I can rename it. Max sales generating. Max sales generating segment. Here it is. Now, overall, if we say consumer is the maximum revenue generating segment. If I click on the south again, it is consumer. Here also it is consumer. This is, so overall we can say that the consumer is the only maximum generating. So to see the changes in this scenario, it will be better to put a multi-row card. Control C. So remember, you have to click in the empty space to get a new visual, otherwise your another visual will be updated with the one which you have selected. So let me put the segment in the data labels. Let me also put the sales, segment wise sales I am getting, and let me put the segment in the filter. I am saying bar top n, I'm saying top one on the basis of, let me call it as sales. Say apply filter. Here it is. Let me quickly format it a bit. Consumer sales, whatever. Now let's see this. Let me click on the eastern region. See, the sales has been changed. Can you notice the sales has been changed? Else it has been the maximum. Here you can again see that the sales value has been changed. The sales value is changing, but as the consumer is not changing, because in all the region consumer has provided as the maximum sales. Okay, and if you want, you can, in this you can put more things as well. Let me put the profit also in this. The sales and the profit is getting displayed. Sales and the profit. Let me move it over here. Tip it over here. Here it is. So now profit. So like this, you can have multiple rows and the columns. So okay, nice. See, in the south region, chairs is number one, machines is at number two in terms of sales. However, in case profit, it is giving us losses. Being at number two but giving losses. Phones number three but giving us good profit. If we talk about the western region, west is good. Everywhere we are getting the profit, no loss in all this. And if we talk about east is also good. And if we talk about the central binders has given us great losses, being at the number one. See, it is at number one maximum sales provider, but again is still giving it is giving us the losses. So this is how you can use the multi-row card. Okay, so in this visual which I have given, I have put in a donut chart, so you can use any. My only purpose is to explain you this. If you want to have something else as well, you can also put that in this. Sales profit. Okay, next, now let's talk about the filters in Power BI. So although we have used a filter, but now we will be focusing the different types of filter we have. So this, okay. So we have 4 things over here: filter on the visual, filter on the page, and filter on all pages, and drill down. So let me make it as, suppose, P1, P1, and here I will take a, see, let me take a bar chart. I will take a sales on the basis of category. Where is the category gone? Here it is. Category sales I am getting. Let me put the category in the legend, and let me go to the format and display the data labels. I don't want legend, so I am switching off the legend. Here it is. Let me create one more, P2, and here let me take it as, let me take the sales sub, let me take the sales on the basis of subcategory. Let me go to the format, put on the labels over here. I will also create a funnel over here, funnel chart. Let me put the regional sales over here. Let me take the sales and let me take the region in this. And let me take a region, and I will also take one more pie over here. Let's take donut. Let me take the sales and the segment. Let me go to the format. I don't want the legends. Labels. I will go to the labels and say all data labels. This, and let me see. Okay, fine. And in this, I will be creating one more chart over here. Let me take, let me once again take the subcategory sales in this, putting the data labels on. And right, going to this, in the legend, I will like to put the category. Here it is. Now see, let me click on this particular visual. Let me click on this, and in the filter, let's take the category into the filter, and you will see an option over here, filters on this visual. Put it over here at the data field. So we are getting the filter over here. Now you click furniture. It is getting applied to this technology. So what is the observation? Any observation over here?
So whichever filter we choose, only that will be visible on the graph.
Yes, on the graph, absolutely correct. But only the graph on which we have created the filter. Only this. There are 2 charts on this, but they are not getting affected.
Yes, because we are choosing category as the
No, we are choosing the category, but this category is implementing this is affecting only one chart. On the page there are two charts,
Yes.
but filtering is affecting only the one chart. Okay,
Hmm.
one chart, which means that is the visual on which we have implemented the chart. It will not impact the other visual. So one visual, one visual. So it is only impacting this one visual on which we have created the chart. Right. So let me click over here. So let me select all. So this is filter on the visual. No matter in this Power BI, we call this entire thing as a page. This is the page. So no matter how many visualizations are there on your page, the filter will only impact the visualization on which it has been created. This is known as filter on this visual. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, Raj. Thank you. It's clear.
Sorry, are you saying something? Asking something?
No, it is clear.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. Now this region is this. So this is filter on this visual. Now see. Now you click another sheet. You click on any of the chart and region. Let me try to put one more chart over here. Let me make a line chart. Let me take the sales and let me take the category. Putting the category into the legend. Sorry, let me remove it from here. Sales on the basis of order date will be a better representation, and putting the category in the legend. Here it is. And I don't want the legends in this.
Sir, why are we getting that exclamatory mark, sir?
Because that is not applicable for all the visualization on the page. Looks better. Right, so forget about the alignment, so I'm not focusing much on it. Now, now see, if you have clicked on any of the chart, so you will get multiple types of filters over here. Filter on this visual, filter on this page, filter on all pages. But let me click on the empty area. If you have not selected any of the chart, if you click on the empty area, here you will be getting an option of filter on this page. Filter on this page. Now let's try to put the category over here. Now see what happens. Let's take the furniture. You see all the visualization. Focus on this. Let me increase the size a bit. So that it is clear. Just focus on the numbers. The numbers will get changed in this donut chart. So so let's take this technology. Remove furniture. Can you see that in a donut chart also the name number is changing and it is impacting all office supplies?
Yes.
So it is impacting all the charts on the page, no matter how many charts are there. All the charts will be impacted. So this is known as filters on this page, impacting all the charts. And it will be better if we put so more dynamically it will be available. Let me put the category in the legend like this, and let's see, in this is available. This, let's try to put the category in the detail. uh, yes, to certain extent. Hmm. Now let's use the filter. See, remove office supplies, remove furniture. I have taken furniture and this. So more clearly it is available, and as furniture is displaying over here. I want to format this to get the subcategory as well. Format, detail labels. Okay, here I want data value and percentage. Category and percentage of total will be a better option. This looks good. Okay, we haven't taken the subcategory, that's why, right? We haven't taken any subcategory. This is the segment wise. Okay. So this is how it can be done. Filter on the page. Okay. Next, filter on all pages. As the name suggests, it will impact all the pages. So let's take another one. Say, let's name it as P3. And let me take hmm, let me take a bar chart. Bar chart for the category sales. Hmm, Category sales. Let me go to the format and add the labels. Here it is. Just increase the size a bit. Hmm, Okay. Then let me take the table this time. This table displaying the sales on the basis of subcategory sales I'm getting over here. So I think I can make it pretty small. Hmm, Right. This is better. now you can see the third option over here, filter on all pages. And in this also for the table, right, filter on all pages. So let me put the let me put category over here, filter on all pages. Here it is. Now let's take technology in this. So this has been filtered for the technology. Let's go to the P2. It has also been filtered on the technology, as you can see. P1 is also only for the technology. All the pages in your visualization will be highlighted for technology, although in this it will not be very much visible, but here you can see in the technology, right?
Yes, sir.
So all the visuals has been filtered on the basis of technology. So this is filter on all pages. Next we have something known as drill through. Okay, drill through is also a very uh, important feature. If you want to maintain a sort of a hierarchy sort of thing, we can say over here. So for an example, let me take the sales, and let's take a funnel over here, or a pie would be a better option. Let's take a pie. Let me take the sales on the basis of, let's take region. Let's increase the size a bit. Let me format it. I don't want the legends, detailed labels, all right. And with this, let me also take one sales on the basis of category. Okay, so you see only the technology is appearing over here. Why?
We have filter on all the pages.
Filter on all the pages. So let's do it, select all, and here it is. Let me go on the data labels. Right. So let me name it as page 3. Okay, let's create another page. I'm naming it as D1, and here I will take let me take a region category, subcategory. Okay, let's take this sales on the basis of subcategory. With this, I would also like to take a table for the same thing, subcategory sales. Here, let's display the labels. And putting the category in the legends. Then, okay, let me make it as D2, And here let me take the, okay, let me take a table once again on the basis of, for an example, I'm taking a order ID this time and the sales. So we have order ID by sales. Let me convert it to a matrix. Oh, sorry. I will convert it to a matrix. And I will also take the subcategory in this. No, I think subcategory will not make a better sense over here. So this, this, this. Okay. Now let's go to this second chart, and here we will say you will see an option over here. Ah, add drill down, drill through fields here. Drill through fields. So let me put a category over here. Where is the category gone? Okay. Here is the category. Let me put the category over here. Okay. This. Then let's go to the main page, and when you move your pointer over here in the tooltip, you will get another option which says right click to drill through, right? So I right click on it and drill through D1. So it is giving you the details of that respective category. So further drill down. Now, okay, here you will not find any drill through option, and over here you will be getting a back option. So it will take you back. You have to press control click to go back to the previous page. And in this, where is that D2 gone? Here it is. Let me put in this, let me put the subcategory as the drill through field in the second page. Now see what happens. I will go to the main page. I will go to say furniture. I will right click on it. It will say drill through D1. I have been taken to the D1 page. Now it says chairs. I right click on the chairs. If you see, initially this drill through option was not coming, but as I have added something into the drill through, now it is coming. I will right click on it, say drill through D2. I will click on this. I have taken out chairs. So this is giving me the order number of the chairs. You can say 328449. Control click. Let me go to the furniture. Chairs, it is 0.33. So same, it is appearing over here. Right click, drill through, D2. Chairs is 33. This much million. Right, so this is a drill through option, or let's go somewhere else. Let me go to any other page. Right click, drill through. On any of the page which you have created, wherever you have used the category in the visualization, you will right click on it and you will be taken down to the drill through page. But however, if in this, if I click on this region, see, I am not getting any drill through. So for this, let's take another drill through, and here I will make a, say, let's take funnel on the basis of segment sales. And right, so I'm taking a funnel over here. Okay, RD1. Let me take another drill through segment. I will take sales on the basis of, say, category. This, and putting the segment into the legend. Right, now where it is, page 3, region RD1. I will add the drill through field in this, that is the region. I will go to RD2 and I will put the drill down field over here as the segment. That's it. Now I will go to the page 3. Now see, now I am getting a right click to drill through. I will right click over here, say south. Let's right click on south, and there's an option called drill through. I will click on the drill through. So this is giving me the details for the south region. Right click on this. Again, I will get an option of drill through, RD2. Segment consumer. For the consumer sector, I am getting the bifurcation over here. Let me control click and go back. Let me take home office, right click, drill through, D2. So you can say for the home office, I am getting this. So like this, a sort of a hierarchy we have created with the help of drill through. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
So whenever you will create any drill through, wherever you will be using that particular field, where region, category or anything, you will be getting an option to drill through that field. Okay. Then we have something known as slicers in Power BI. So slicers are nothing like, they are simple interactive filters. So let's try to make that interactive filter. So let me take the bar chart over here. Let's take the sales on the basis of subcategory. Taking the region into the legend. Format. Let me take off the data labels. Let's increase the size. This is fine. Now, I don't want this legends over here, so I'm removing the legends. Yep, it looks good. Now, so this is the slicer icon. So you can see the slicer over here. Just click on the slicer. Here it is. And you want to make it on the basis of region. So I can simply drag and drop the region over here. Now, this becomes a interactive one. Now you can say central. So I'm getting the information only of the central. I can take east, south, east, west. If I want to select two, control click. East, central, south, right? So this becomes a interactive filter. Now, let me go to the format. Now in this, if I want to, suppose I am seeing the east, I also want west, so I have to control click, and if I want to select all, I have to individually click on all these individual regions to get all these things. So let's format it a bit. Let me go to the selection controls and say select all option as on. Here it is. So you will be getting a select all option over here. Select all, central, east, south, west. Now see, it is quite typical using a control click. So we can use this control click option as off. Now it is comparatively easier to do. West, I'm simply clicking now. No control click required over here. Simple click is working. I'm getting a simple check boxes. So we can select switch off this control click option. Single select. Now you can select only one thing. We are getting the radio buttons over here. You cannot select multiples. I'm saying select all. Right. Okay. So you can, if you want, you can format some background and all. If you want to give some background, let me take it as black. So this is how the background is appearing. So you can format as per your requirement. Let's take this. If you want some border onto it, so you can just explore this options, shadow. So all these things are available. Okay. This is how it is appearing the filter. Now let's try to do one more thing. See, clicking on the checkbox and getting the desired value. Let's try to give it more presentable way. So I can click on this journal, and there's something known as orientation over here which says vertical. Click on this orientation and say horizontal. Now see what are you getting. Here it is. Now see, you click on west, south, east. I'm simply clicking. Here if you want you can again, it's a toggle button. Once you click it will be selected. If once you uh, click it again it will be deselected. Let me click on west, east. This is how it will work. Okay, so right, so let me make the orientation change again. Let me go to the format. In the journal section you will be getting a vertical orientation, so let me make it vertical. Okay, let's go to the fields once again, and in this you can put multiple items into this interactive filter. So let me put the category in this for an example, region and then category. Region and the category. So see now what you are getting. If you have noticed, let me remove this background color. If you notice, you are getting a drop down arrow over here. Suppose let's take central. Click on this drop down arrow. Now you are getting the further. I remove office supplies and technology. So now it is talking about central furniture, right? And if you want to add something else as well over here, you can put that also. Suppose I want to add segment as well. So let's add the segment. So the region wise and the segment wise, let me say select all, and hmm. So now you can see, suppose I want in the central region from the consumer sector furniture. So it is talking about the consumer sector of the furniture, right? So this is how we can create a drill down, oh sorry, not drill down, interactive filter, or we call it as a slicer over here. Is it okay?
Yes.
So I think it was working better with the two things. Three becomes quite confusing. Yeah, it is better. So I can select, like I want to go with the eastern part for the technology part. East technology is getting displayed over here. So this is known as the slicer. And as we are putting textual data over here for the filter, we call it as a text slicer. Another option we can have over here is a date slicers. So let's try that. Date slicers. So let me take the line graph. Let me take the sales on the basis of order date. and let's put the region. Where is the region? Here in the legend. So I'm getting year wise sales for the various regions. I don't want this legend, so let me remove the legend. Here it is. Now again, let's put the slicer. So the slicer is same. There is the slicer is one only. If we put some text into it, it is known as text slicer. If we put a date, we know it as a date slicer. If we put a number, it is known as a number slicer. So let's put a order date in this. Here it is. Now you can see it is giving me the range of date. So the first order date and the last order date is appearing over here. So the first order was received on 3rd of January 2014 and the last order was received on 30th of December 2017. So you can specify the date range which you want. So it is giving the for that particular date range. You can move the slider over here. Right. And if you want, you can also click on this and enter the date which you want. If you want to enter, you can type whatever you want, say 15, enter. So I'm getting the data since 15. Let me move this. Now, as of now, it is going on the basis of the date. Let me click on this drop down arrow. You can also say date hierarchy over here. Click on this date hierarchy. Now see, now you are getting the years. I want 14 and 17. Oh, I need to do a control click over here. Here, 14 and 17. I'm just 14 and 17. This is 17 and this is 14. Let me take 16 as well. 14, 16, 17. Right. So this is how it is getting displayed. Right. So I once again come to the same. I will say order date once again. Now I am getting a individual order date. I am getting individual dates over here. Okay. Let me remove the field once and let me put it once again. Now a filter on this. Now here you can see, if you will click on this, the visual is less than or equal to. You can specify a value over here, whatever you want. You can specify is blank, is greater than, is less than. Here you can specify the order dates, month, year. If I don't want, suppose I don't want the quarter and day, let me remove this. I just want the year. Advanced filtering starts with, you can specify a date over here. It starts with whatever number you wanted to apply. You can apply a number over here, right? Let me do it once again. Hmm. Okay, right. So this is, I was just trying to give some other look to this particular filter, a different sort of a look I was trying to give to it. Let me see if it, no, it will not, it will not. Okay, not a problem. We can leave it over here. Some option is, okay, let me see. I think I missed out an option over here. I was just trying to give it a different look. Okay. So, but as of now, we will proceed on with this only. So here, this is what we can specify the date range and the filter will be applied on it. So that is a date filter over here. Okay.
Okay. I think Rajiv, that date filter would come like that only, I guess.
No, no,
Like,
there are different looks also. It needs to be searched
okay.
in the format option. You can try exploring to the format. There will be different looks for the date. So I was just looking for that. I will see if I can tell you later. Right.
Okay.
Now comes the numeric slicer. Let's see what is numeric slicer. So in this, let me take the, again I'm taking the horizontal bar chart, and let me take the subcategory and the sales. And just to display you in a better manner, I will also like to take a table over here. Or let's take profit instead of sales this time. This looks better. And I will also take a table to display the subcategory wise profit. And here I will be switching on the labels. Okay, this, then okay, let's take the slicer and let's put the profit in this now. This time we will put a profit in this. Here we are getting the profit. Now we have put in three example in when we have put in the text, another we have put in the date, and third we are putting a number. So now we can specify the range of the profit, where the profit is between this, whatever the value is. So I'm getting these three ones in which I have generated the profit within the specified range. Let me make it as 0. Press enter. So at least 0, or I can also type in over here at most 0. And so these are the subcategories in which I have received some losses. Okay, so we can right this, and let me see if that thing is available. Okay, just leave that. Here it is. Here is the option which I was looking forward to. Now if you see, there's a small drop down over here. If you click on this drop down arrow, you here it is returning very small between, then there is less than or equal to. So you just see the change in the filter. In this you can just change the last value. The initial value has been fixed. You cannot change the initial value, and you can only change the last value. So let's change the last value to 0. Here it is. Then similarly you can go to this drop down, greater than equal to. In this you cannot change the last value, you can only change the maximum initial value. So here is this small icon where I was looking for the things. Okay, drop
Raju,
down.
can you
Sorry?
one more time explain me how you enabled this option?
The changing option,
Yes.
or
The drop down which you got, right?
the drop down. So
Yes.
can you see there is a small icon, a drop down on the top,
Yes.
arrow symbol? But
Yes.
just click on this arrow symbol and you will get these options.
No, actually, what I'm asking in the numeric slicer itself, it is coming or
It is okay. Let me do it once again.
Yes.
Let me first of all remove this slicer. I will put a fresh slicer over here. Here it is. Oops. Flat slicer. And let me put the order date over here. Not order date, sorry, we were talking about the profit. Let me put the profit over here, right? And it will come automatically in the drop down arrow. You can
Okay.
also use a list option over here. List. Now there is a specific value. So machines is the one in which I have got this much loss. Machines. So you can see this is an individual losses. So list will not be a better option. So we can also check a drop down. So it is giving us a drop down again in this scenario. That is also not a better option. So either between is the best suited, or we can say less than or greater than. So these are the various options we can opt for, and we can use the filter over here.
Rajesh, just a question.
Yep.
See, we have even Grafana, right? Which
Mhm.
is a dashboarding tool. So,
Mhm.
how is like so? But Grafana doesn't have this much of options to easily like drag drop kind of thing, right?
Mhm.
So and so which is so in that way we can say Power BI is only better and that is used
See,
widely nowadays, or
again, I will before we initialize with any of the visualization tool, I told that it totally depends on the requirement, what individual things. For you, you might think Power BI is very good, yes, but for me, it might be Tableau. I think it is more better. So it depends on your requirement. So all the visualization are good, basically. All the visualization tools are good. That is why they are exist in the market.
okay. Grafana here that time we had used Grafana for like to show on Jira items, right? How many items are open, how many bugs are there. So basically for that we had used, and we had a proper backend Java code, and then we used Postgres there and linked the Postgres to Grafana.
Okay.
We used it like that.
Okay. Okay. So depends. If in few of the charts we will be seeing further in the module, we will be creating some very I will say advanced chart we will be creating in Power BI also. So you will see that sometime you will see that okay, the same chart we were creating in Tableau also, but we have to create a lot of calculated field. Here it is very much automatic, 100% drag and drop. Few things we seen like uh, I can take an example of a word map. If you remember, we have done a sort of a word map in
Yes.
Tableau. Remember?
Mm.
So from my point of view, I think the representation of a word map is better in uh, Tableau rather than in Power BI. We will be doing the same. It comes under the advanced option in Power BI. So
Okay.
look at that as well. So it all are good, I think so.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Sir,
Now,
this drop down is applicable for discrete values as well, sir.
which one? What
Yes.
is?
We are getting multiple kind of slicers now, sir. In number
Uh-huh.
slicers, we have options of between, range, and all.
Yes.
In the same way, do we have for discrete values as well?
Okay, let's put that. Let's put a slicer for, let's make another slicer. And let me put a category over here. Let me click on this drop down arrow. We have a list and we have a drop down, right? So here the benefit of drop down, it takes lesser space. So these are depending on the, like I want to talk about furniture. Now in the furniture it is giving me, so let me, this is how it is impacting. So, or let me see that this is the profit generating. None of one in the furniture, this generated the profit within the specified range. Let me change some category. Let me take office supplies. Okay. Let me. So this is the one. Binder is only the one which has generated the profit of within the specified range in this particular category, right? So depending on the type we can have, depending on the value, we can have a different options for that respective what do you call it, slicer.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, so the next topic which will be coming up over here is advanced charts in Power BI. Now these are something like add-ins. These are not the inbuilt chart. As you can see over here, whatever charts we have done in this, right, these are all inbuilt chart, but the advanced chart, they are available as add-ins. Add-ins are the ones which have been developed by some third party, and they are available as a plugins. You can add anything what you want. So somewhere around 200 to 250 add-ins are available. So all the add-ins are in a form of a various types of chart. Whichever you want, you can use that. So I will be explaining you few of them, but today we have a smaller session, so we will be proceeding on with the advanced charts in our next session. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay, Raj.
All right, so thank you very much. That's it for today.